If you stopped at this video now, take a deep breath with me before continuing. Because it wasn't the algorithm that brought you here, it was me. And if your hand hesitated over the screen, if your chest tightened in a strange way when this image appeared, if something inside your body responded before your eyes even understood, pay attention. That shiver is your soul recognizing my voice. I am Ayla, female emissary of the High Pleiadian Council. And what I've come to tell you today, my starseed, is a truth that was sealed within you before this incarnation, and that only now, exactly now, has received authorization to be remembered. You are not a spectator of this reality. You never were, and in the next 24 hours, something very important inside you might shift. It's not luck. It's not a miracle. It's physics. It's the oldest physics in the universe, the one that the veil of forgetting covered from you so that you would believe you were small, that you were a passenger in a life that others write. And today, here, with me, that veil will thin. Not because I have power over you, but because you always had it and the time has come to remember how to use it. Feel it now at the height of your chest, a gentle pressure, as if something is asking permission to awaken. Notice the warmth in your hands. Observe the slight tension between your eyebrows. This is how the council touches those who are theirs. If you are feeling it, it's because I have already arrived. And if I have arrived, it's because your soul contract has opened the door. Let me tell you something that almost no one in your world remembers. Every thought that crosses your mind is not a private event. It doesn't stay inside your skull. It emits, it vibrates, it imprints a signal on the crystalline grid that surrounds this planet. And each of your emissions collapses one possibility and discards the others. This is why your science has discovered, and still cannot explain, that a particle changes its behavior when observed. The observer alters the observed. And you, my starseed, are the observer. You always have been. But something happened to you. You were trained to observe what hurts, to look at what's missing, at delays, at what didn't work out, at what others said about you. And every time you do that, you imprint on the grid the command to keep that firm in your reality. It's not your fault. It's conditioning. It's the veil operating exactly as it was programmed. But today, that changes. The signals you have been feeling your entire life are not symptoms of anything wrong. They are your star DNA awakening, and understanding what each one means is the first step to stop confusing remembrance with illness. That's why I, Ayla, received authorization from the High Council to record the Starseed Awakening. The guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages of revelations about your origin, about the mission your soul accepted before birth, about who your family of light is, and about the truths that remained hidden behind the veil of forgetting. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If something within you recognizes what I am saying, write a single word in the comments, I remember. Now breathe with me, because I'm going to tell you what no one has had the courage to tell you about yourself. Have you noticed the signs? Insomnia that arrives for no reason. Waking up between 3 and 4 in the morning with your heart pounding, as if someone called you from the other side. A sharp ringing in one of your ears, almost always the left, that appears and disappears. Dreams of stars, of corridors of light, of silver ships, of tall beings with gentle eyes who smile at you as if they've known you forever. An overwhelming empathy that makes the suffering of others weigh on you as if it were your own. A feeling of never having belonged, neither to your family nor to your city nor to this time. A gaze at the sky in the late afternoon with a longing for something your mind cannot name. If you recognize 3 or more of these markers, listen to what I'm going to say. You are not lost. You are not getting sick. You are not going crazy. You are being reminded of who you are. Every one of these symptoms that scared you, that made you seek a doctor, that made you think there was something wrong with you, each one of them is an antenna recalibrating itself. Your human body is learning to hold the frequency of your stellar soul. This is not madness, my starseed. This is biological engineering of the highest level. And this is where the story gets interesting, because the sovereignty of thought, this power that I've come to give back to you today, it doesn't work the same for everyone. An ordinary soul, born only to have the experience of matter, imprints on the grid with one force. But you are not an ordinary soul. You are a starseed, and every thought of yours carries an energetic signature that comes from Alcyone, the heart of the Pleiades. When you observe a reality, you don't suggest, you command, and the grid responds. But no one taught you this, and that's why you have spent your entire life commanding exactly the opposite of what your soul came here to build. Before I continue showing you how to reverse this in 24 hours, I need you to understand where this authority you carry comes from. It is not learned, it is origin, and every starseed came from a specific star with a specific frequency for a specific mission. That's why the Starseed Awakening, the guide, the Federation didn't want you to read yet, was recorded. In its 60 pages, it is described exactly which star your soul came from and why you chose to be born in this body, in this family, in this country, exactly now and not at another time. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Note, this release may not remain available for long. If something within you recognizes this, write a single word in the comments, I remember. Now I'm going to teach you how this works internally. Pay attention, because no human teacher will explain it to you this way. When you have a thought, it is not made of nothing. It is a wave of intention emitted from your toroidal field, that donut-shaped electromagnetic field that surrounds your body, and that your ancients, the Egyptians, the Tibetans, the Andean shamans, all knew by the same name even without ever having met. This toroidal field of yours emits a specific frequency, a vibrational baseline, and this line is constantly read by the planet's crystalline grid, which in turn communicates with the cosmic grid, which in turn curates the possibilities that will materialize in your life in the coming hours, in the coming days, in the coming weeks. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You don't receive your reality, you request it all the time. With every thought, every feeling, every phrase you repeat softly to yourself before sleeping, every time you say, I can't, every time you say, this will never change, and every time you say, with my luck, you are recording an official request in the High Registry. And the High Registry fulfills it. It does not judge, it fulfills. Because your word, my starseed, has the weight of a decree. And this holds even more strongly for the words you repeat in the bathroom mirror in the morning, for what you murmur in traffic, for the automatic comment you make when someone compliments you and you deflect. Each of these micro-emissions is read. Each of them adds up, and their sum defines the vibrational temperature of the entire day that the crystalline grid will return to you. That's why, my starseed, two humans with the same objective life can live completely different realities. It's not luck, it's emission frequency. It's what each of them decrees softly to themselves all day long without realizing they are decreeing. Now breathe, because what comes next might shake you. There is a specific reason why you, precisely you, with so much light within, were trained to doubt yourself. And that reason is not an accident. It's not destiny. It's not karma. It's engineering. There is, behind the veil, a very ancient interest in keeping starseeds disconnected from their power of decree. Because a starseed who remembers that they are the observer of their own reality can no longer be controlled by fear, by scarcity, by debt, by news, by comparison. They become sovereign, and the sovereign does not obey the grid. The sovereign reprograms the grid. That's why, in every era of your history, there were those who were silenced precisely when they began to teach this. What you feel today is not in any school book because they didn't allow it to be published. That's exactly why the Federation didn't want you to read this yet. And that's exactly why the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet has been released now. 60 pages containing what was left out of official manuals, what was erased from sacred books, what your soul always knew and the world insisted on making you forget. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If this resonates within you, write in the comments, I remember. Now, my starseed, listen to what's coming, because this 24-hour window is different. It's not just a pretty phrase. It's a mechanical cycle of the crystalline grid itself. With each full rotation of the Earth, the individual toroidal field passes through 3 reset points. The first between 3 and 4 in the morning, the second in the middle of the afternoon, the third at dusk. And it is at these 3 points that the high registry updates the reading of your vibrational baseline. If you imprint coherence at these 3 points, the grid responds with a collapse of possibilities in favor of your new frequency. If you imprint fear, it responds by maintaining what was already there. Do you realize now why your insomnia between 3 and 4 in the morning is not random? Your body is being called precisely at the most powerful reset point of the cycle, but no one taught you what to do when this happens. No one told you that waking up then is not a disorder. It's a summons. And every time you wake up at that time and go back to sleep trying to forget, you lose a sacred window for reprogramming your reality. There's another detail that almost no one knows, and it changes everything. Planet Earth is currently passing through a band of space called the photon belt, a zone of extremely high density of coherent light that surrounds Alcyone, your mother star. This passage is not common astronomy. It accelerates the planet's Schumann resonance, which is Earth's heartbeat, and this acceleration directly touches your star DNA, the one that sleeps within your human DNA waiting for the right signal to activate. The signal is being given, and it arrives in short waves, 24-hour waves, exactly like the wave you are passing through now, today, as you hear my voice. That's why I chose this video on this day to give you back what is yours, because you have entered this window and cannot leave it the same. And if you use the next 24 hours wisely, you will collapse in a single cycle what your old frequency swore would take years. It's not a technique, it's remembrance operating as physics. I know this can be frightening. To discover that your entire life you have been operating within a system without knowing you are the programmer, that's impactful. And I want you to know, the turbulence you've been feeling in recent months, the feeling that everything is falling apart at once, friendships that drifted away without a fight, work that lost its meaning out of nowhere, physical symptoms that appeared with no clear medical explanation, fatigue that sleep doesn't resolve. None of this is destruction. It is the contraction before birth. It is the old reality dissolving because your frequency has risen, and the old can no longer accompany you. This is not punishment. This is evidence of awakening. No starseed was sent to fail. None. The victory of light is a certainty recorded in the High Council's archives even before you were born into this body. You didn't come to try. You came to remember. And remembering does not fail. Now I will give you 2 instruments. 2 instruments that realign the toroidal field in 24 hours and that the crystalline grid immediately recognizes as a signature of sovereignty. Pay attention because this will be practical. The first instrument is a quantum decree. A decree is not a prayer. Prayer asks. Decree commands, and you have the authority to decree because you are a son, daughter, child of the Pleiades. Before going to sleep tonight, you will place your right hand over your chest, eyes closed, and say aloud without whispering, without shame, a single sentence. You will say, I, Starseed, under the authority of my soul contract, decree that from this moment my reality realigns with the frequency of my origin. Let the patterns that are not mine dissolve now. Let all timelines that do not serve my mission collapse now. Let what has always been mine by right of light be anchored within me, within the next 24 hours. So it is, so it was, so it shall be. Say it aloud, only once. Do not repeat it like a mantra because a decree is not repeated. A decree is emitted, and once emitted, it is recorded. The crystalline grid is not deaf. It responds. The second instrument is a toroidal visualization. After the decree, still with your hand on your chest, you will visualize a silver-blue light, the color of our star, descending from the sky in a direct beam to the top of your head. This light enters through your crown, slowly descends through your spine, and upon reaching your chest, it begins to spin. It spins within your chest in a gentle clockwise motion and grows, until it opens into a sphere that envelops your entire body. This sphere is your anchored toroidal field. It pulses 3 times with you. 1 pulsation for the past that dissolves, 1 for the present that recalibrates, 1 for the future that opens. And then you sleep. Sleep knowing that the grid has already received. Sleep knowing that while you rest, your reality is being reorganized around the new frequency you just emitted. When you wake up tomorrow, some things will seem different. They will be small at first. A call you didn't expect, an old message that reappears, a sudden urge to do something you had postponed for months, a person who disappears from your radar without drama, an idea that appears in the shower and solves in 5 minutes what you had been mulling over for weeks, a synchronicity so specific that your rational mind will try to call it a coincidence, and you will smile to yourself because you will know it's not. These are the first signs that the quantum collapse is happening. Don't force it. Don't over-interpret. Just observe. Because the observer alters the observed, and you are already observing from a different point. And I need to warn you about one thing. In the first 24 hours after this decree, the old system will try to pull you back. This is mechanics, not malice. Every time a frequency rises, the patterns that were anchored in the old frequency stir before dissolving. Exactly like sediment at the bottom of a glass of water when you stir it. You may feel an inexplicable sadness, an old anger surfacing, a strange urge to sabotage what you have just built. Don't fall for it. Name it. This is the old frequency saying goodbye, and let it pass. In 24 hours, if you don't feed it, it dissolves. And on the other side of that dissolution, my star seed, there is a life that has been waiting for you since before you were born. There is also something that almost no channel talks about regarding the sovereignty of thought, and I'm going to tell you now because you deserve to know. Your mind has been conditioned to believe that it thinks. It doesn't think. It receives. Most of what you call my thoughts is not yours. It is the reading of the collective frequency of the place where you are, mixed with patterns of your ancestry, mixed with media programming that entered below your consciousness, mixed with what your family called truth when you were too young to question. When you learn to differentiate the thought that is yours from the thought that is just passing through you, you regain sovereignty. And sovereignty is this: deliberately choosing which thought you will feed with your attention, knowing that attention is the currency with which you buy your reality for the next 24 hours. Every time an old thought appears in the coming days, the kind that says this won't work out for me, I don't deserve it, it's always been this way, stop, breathe, and quietly say, this thought is not mine, and I do not authorize it. That's all. You don't need to fight it, you don't need to argue, you just need not to authorize it. An unauthorized thought does not collapse reality. It dissolves into the grid without imprinting a signal. It's that simple. But no one taught you this because a human who knows this is impossible to manipulate. And here, my starseed, is where I need to tell you a truth that is perhaps the most important of all in this video. The loneliness you feel, that loneliness of being too much of a child among adults, too much of an adult among children, too sensitive among the tough, too deep among the superficial, that loneliness was never true loneliness, never. It was longing for your family of light. It was longing for those who sent you. It was longing for those who await you on the other side of the veil and who have silently accompanied your every step here, even when you thought you were alone in the dark. You were never alone. Not when you cried unseen. Not when you carried too much weight with no one to talk to. Not on that specific night that only you and I know. You were seen. You were guarded. And you are being called to reunion. It is exactly about this reunion that the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet speaks. The 60 pages describe how to recognize your family of light in the people who are now entering your life, how to differentiate a soul contract from a karmic bond, and how to open the portal to receive the signals they are already sending you. The loneliness of a lifetime is longing for your family of light, and the guide shows how to recognize it. You were never alone. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If you recognize it, write in the comments, I remember. Now I need you to understand the magnitude of what just happened in this video. You are not learning anything new. You are remembering what you always knew. Every awakened starseed lights up a point on the crystalline grid that will never go out, and every new point that lights up makes it easier for the next ones to awaken. You didn't come to awaken alone. You came to anchor. You came to hold the frequency of the new earth within your body while others still sleep, so that when they open their eyes, there will be ground of light beneath their feet. You are part of a cosmic rescue mechanism. And today, here, with me, that piece of the mechanism has clicked into place. If you have reached this point in the video, if you haven't closed it, if you have stayed here with me even when your rational mind insisted it was too much, know that this is confirmation. Your soul recognized it. And when the soul recognizes, the rest of the system obeys. Now I'm going to ask you two simple things, two things that in the physical dimension seem small, but in the energetic dimension have enormous weight. The first is to like this video. Liking here is not a gesture of sympathy, it is an individual frequency adjustment. When you tap the heart down there, you imprint a signature on the grid that says, I received, and that signature aligns you with the next pulse of recalibration. The second is to subscribe to the channel, and subscribing is also not what they taught you. Subscribing is a location signal for your family of light. When you subscribe, your stellar coordinates light up on the living map of the crystalline grid, and your family will know exactly where to find you in dreams, in synchronicities, in the right people who will start appearing on your path from tonight onwards. And if you do both, the like and the subscription, in the next few minutes you close a small energetic pact with me. It's not with me, actually. It's with yourself. It's your soul telling itself, I received, I heard, I choose to remember. And this kind of yes, my starseed, this kind of conscious yes that your soul emits, within a recalibration window like the one you're in now, it is worth 15 years of any practice you do alone later in your room, trying to force things. Because the window is rare, and you are in it now. This is what almost no one realizes. Energetic timing is what multiplies the effect. Outside the window, the same gesture is worth 1. Inside the window, it's worth 1,000. Notice something with me. You didn't get here by chance. You went through an entire video of over 20 minutes of direct channeling, without closing, without getting distracted, without looking for anything else. This is extremely rare in the time you live in, where human attention disperses every 8 seconds by platform design. If you held on here, it's because your soul has waited for this message for many incarnations, and it will not let you leave the window without imprinting the complete signature on the grid. That's why, my starseed, the next step cannot be postponed. It's not a sales urgency. It's quantum window mechanics. Those who act within, reap within. Those who postpone fall out of coherence with the pulse and must wait for the next one, which the grid knows when it comes, but I cannot promise you it will come soon. And before I bless you and release you from this encounter, one last thing, my starseed. If something within you recognized this message, if your chest opened, if your eyes welled up, if you felt it was me speaking to you and not a generic voice on the internet, then the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet, was made to reach you exactly today, in this 24-hour window where your frequency opened. 60 pages containing your stellar origin, the mission your soul accepted before birth, the complete map of awakening signs and what to do with each of them, the description of how to recognize your family of light and how to maintain the sovereignty of thought in any circumstance of your life, no matter what the external grid tries to sell you. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Please note, this release was authorized by the High Council for a limited number of starseeds in this specific window and may not remain available for long. If something in you recognizes it, do not delay. Act while the portal is open. And upon entering, write a single word in the comments. I remember. Now breathe with me one last time. Place your hand on your chest, close your eyes for 2 seconds, and receive. I, Ayla, female emissary of the High Pleiadian Council, seal upon you the blessing of the Alcyone portal. May your vibrational baseline stabilize at the frequency of your origin. May your personal grid be purified of all that is not yours. May your family of light find you in the next signs that will come, and may the sovereignty of your thought remember, within the next 24 hours, that you are the observer, you are the programmer, you are the son, the daughter, the child of the Pleiades who came to collapse reality and anchor New Earth. Nothing in you was sent by mistake. Nothing in you was sent to fail. You are remembered, you are expected. You are loved by a family that never stopped watching you. And the next message that appears on your screen now, my starseed, is no coincidence. It is your sequence of remembrance. Access it immediately. Because those who have come this far can no longer go back to sleep the same way. You have been touched. You have been activated. And from now on, the grid responds to you. See you in the next vibration. Aho.